Is your team ready to soar to new heights? At CTL Africa Leadership, we specialize in transforming potential into performance. Whether it's mastering winning with people, enhancing emotional intelligence, decoding human behavior, or strengthening team leadership, we've got you covered. Dive into personal leadership and elevate your corporate governance standards. Our tailor-made programs are designed to unlock your team's full potential. Don't settle for ordinary. Be extraordinary. Book a discovery call with CTL Africa today, and let's design a development program that transforms your team. Visit our website www.ctlafricaleadership.com. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you from wherever you're joining in the world. You are welcome to the Leadership Platform powered by CTL Africa Leadership. We are excited to have you, and we want to warmly welcome you to the very final episode of the year. Isn't it been an amazing journey of growth, of learning, of networking, and connecting with individuals who are intentional about their growth all over the world? And today we are going to end the year with gratitude. Thank you so much for joining. As you're connecting with us, I'd like you to introduce yourself in the chat and let us know where you are connecting from, and then we would give you a shout out to the rest of the world. My name is Joy Bonsu-Schmutz, and always I'm excited to be here. This is powered by CTL, and the team is here. Uncle Sam is here. Sarah Jessie, our biggest fan and biggest partner, is here with us. And I want to say a big kudos to the entire CTL team for an amazing 2024. I don't know about you, but I'm also very grateful for you, our audience on the Leadership Platform. It's been a beautiful time of learning from January through to February, and now we are in December. We are all counting our blessings and naming them one by one. So thank you all so much for joining. Tonight, we're going to be diving into a topic which is so important. I think there's no better way to end the year than to take an end of year message from our Chief Leadership Coach, Mr. Samuel Ayim, aka Uncle Sam, the youngest man in the team. Yes, he would be leading us through a presentation on leading with gratitude. All right, so we'll get into that pretty soon. But before we do, this week we've sent out our thanks to our partners, our clients, our teams. We want to tell you guys how much we appreciate you. So I would want to play this quick video before we get into the session. So while the video goes on, please introduce yourself. Tell us where you are connecting from and your expectation for this evening session. So here's a message from Uncle Sam to you all.
Hello, dear friends. My name is Samuel Ayim of CTL African Leadership. As the year comes to a close, I want to take a moment to thank all the organizations, the corporates, the heads of HR, and the executives who gave us the permission to come into your organizations to make a little contribution to your leadership and personal growth. I trust that as we began the year, we all had aspirations and we had dreams. You know how the year has gone for you. No matter what the circumstances you went through in 2024, we know God has been good. He's been good because He's bringing us to the end of the year. So we want to thank you, and we want to encourage you to count your blessings and to look forward to 2025 with hope and aspiration. We believe that you will partner with us in the years ahead to be able to make even more greater contributions to your lives. I would like to thank my team of young ladies and gentlemen who made it possible for us to make a contribution to all of you great people. May the Lord bless you as you enjoy the festive season, and may we all look forward to 2025 with great hope and expectation. Enjoy your seasons. God bless you.
Wow, thank you so much. God bless you too, Uncle Sam. So, as you introduce yourself, I just want you to also put in the comment, what are you thankful for? Let's just count our blessings this evening. So, share with us what you are also thankful for. All right, so the man who needs no introduction, I'm going to bring him up so that we get straight into the presentation. Because as a leader, one of our biggest assets is also to lead with gratitude. And I think that we're all going to learn how to do this as leaders so that we can apply this to our teams throughout the rest of the year and in the coming year. So let me bring Uncle Sam on and then we get started.
Hey, Joy, thank you so much. Thank you. Great job you're doing. Everybody appreciates your work and your contribution to the growth of leaders in
Yeah,
Africa. So thank you so much. And
thank
thanks
you
to
too.
all the team members who are hiding behind, to Sarah, all the way from Switzerland. Sarah, thank you so much.
We're grateful. Okay, so I think we just have a few comments coming through. So Kwame JB has joined us. He says, grateful to be joining from the UK. And he says, I believe I'll find more resources or more reasons to be grateful for my position in life today. We join you to thank God for everything. Conrad Kakraba also. This has been an amazing viewer, partner of TLP, and also the Truth TV family. We want to salute you for the rebroadcast of the leadership platform. Conrad says, gratitude. Thanks for sharing all these wonderful insights throughout the year with us for free. Yes, for free. Grateful for this. We are grateful. All right. So Uncle Sam, I think that we're going to leave the floor for you to share with us what you have on your heart for us as we wrap up 2024.
Thank you so much, Joy. And I want to thank all those who are already connected. That's Blessed Tete Ojao. Blessed Tete Ojao says, it's been an amazing year. We've really learned a lot from you. God bless you. Thank you so much. And God bless you also. All right. So continue to connect with us as we begin to learn this evening and discuss the subject of gratitude. Let me just bring my slides up here and let's keep going. Now, as I was thinking of this subject and preparing to speak, I just read some interesting anecdotes and I felt like, oh, it would be good to share. There's a story that I read about a dog that went into a butcher's shop with a purse, and he got in front of the butcher's shop, dropped the purse, and was sitting there. So the butcher asked, what is this about? Do you want to buy some meat? The dog says, whoa, whoa. Then he says, how much do you want to buy? 2 pounds, 3 pounds? The dog will do, whoa, whoa. So he took 2 pounds and packaged it and put it in and took the purse, took the money from it, and the dog took the meat in the bag and started going. This butcher was very curious, and he wanted to find out where is this dog coming from and what kind of animal is this. So he takes this bag and followed him, went into the third or fourth floor of a building, and the dog sits in front of the door and started scratching the door. And as the dog was scratching the door opened. As the door opened, the lady that came started shouting at the door, at the dog. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Where's your key? So the butcher was, Madam, why are you treating this dog like this? This was the most intelligent animal I've ever come across. Then the owner says, intelligent? You say he's intelligent? This is the third time this week that he's forgetting his key. Now, just take note of, this is the third time this week that he's forgotten his key. Meanwhile, the butcher, looking at the dog, the intelligence of a dog that can take a purse, go to a butcher shop, buy meat, and bring it to the owner did not appreciate all that. All he saw was that the dog forgot his key and he had to knock the door for her to open him inside. I want you to keep that in mind. Then there's another story that I read. This time it was about a woman who was sitting in front of a church begging for alms. And there was one particular guy, every day he comes there, he gives the woman some money. Over a long period of time, then one day he got there, the woman was not there. And he was wondering what has happened to this woman. A couple of days later, he came and found the woman back wearing the same dirty clothes that she used to wear. So he went into his wallet and pulled out some coins and wanted to give to the woman. Then the woman says, wait a minute. Thank you very much. I just came here to inform you that now I have got a job and I don't need anymore to beg for alms. Then the woman went into this wallet, brought out some donuts and gave it to the gentleman and said, thank you so much for supporting me in those days of difficulties. Apparently the woman had come back with some donuts in his bag and it was given to all the people that she would recognize that when she was begging, they were helping her. So these are two stories I want you to hold in your mind as we delve into this subject of leading with gratitude. What are you grateful for? I want us to look at just a quick few things that we are going to look at. I'm going to look at how grateful I am to God, what God has done, and reference also the divine nature of God. And we're going to also share some research findings to see the importance of gratitude and then how we can practice gratitude as we go along. Now, let me start with this quote from Eckhart Tolle, which says, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation of all abundance. Keep that. Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation of all abundance. What do you have in your life? What do you already have? Interestingly, A lot of the time, we forget what we have and we focus on what we want. And we ignore what we already have. Now, I will come back to this, but let me take you to the Bible, which is, for me, the most powerful, eternal record of wisdom, of guidance. It is the Word of God. And there is no subject about which you cannot get the wisdom from God in the Bible. And so the subject we are discussing today, the subject of gratitude, is also underscored by scriptures. And there's one story in the Bible in Luke chapter 17, from verses, if you read from verse 11 to 19, you have the full story. And let me give you just a gist of that story. Jesus was on his usual rounds, and he came across these 10 lepers. And the lepers were standing at a distance because they could not approach Jesus. By the customs of those days, this was the most horrendous disease. You could not, it's like a curse. This leprosy was a curse, and once you had this leprosy, you were sent out of the city and you sat outside the gate. Until you are healed, you cannot come in. And when you are healed, you have to go and show yourself to the priest. And the priest, who also performed the task of a medical officer, would have to certify that actually you've been healed before you can be allowed into society. So Jesus was walking, he met these 10 lepers, and they started screaming, "Lord, have mercy on us, heal us." Jesus, instead of saying be healed or any of the other things he did, just said, "Rise, go and show yourself to the priest." So all the 10, I think they have great faith, because if I was them, I would say, "But my friend, we said heal me, but you haven't even done anything. You say we should go and show ourselves to the priest. You know we can't go into the city." But they didn't say that. All of them took off, went, and wanted to see the priest because Jesus had said so. And the Bible says, as they were on their way, they immediately got healed. They could see that they were healed. They were all happy and shouting. They were really, really, really happy that they have been healed. Then one of them decided that if we have been healed, it must only be this man, because this man told us to go and see the priest. So he must have done something, because we've been here years. He must have done something. So I will go back and thank him. Instead of going to see the priest, before he goes too far, let me go and thank him. And I can always go and show myself to the priest. So he goes, he met Jesus, and started thanking him. I'm sure he was hugging him. He was like all over him. "My Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been suffering for this. You know how I could not even go home. I could not kiss my wife. Now I can go home. Thank you, Lord." And Jesus said to him, and this is the passage that is on the screen now. Jesus said, answering to him, "Were there not 10 cleansed? But where are the 9? There are not found that return to give glory to God, save this stranger." And he said unto him, "Arise, go thy way, thy faith has made thee whole." Now, note a few things here. There were 10. 9 didn't come back to thank Jesus. Only 1 came. Now that shows how many of us do not appreciate things done for us. And only a few people truly appreciate. Number 2, notice that Jesus said, it is only the stranger, and the other versions will say, because she was a Samaritan. So there were the Jews, the 9 were the Jews. The stranger, the Samaritan, was the only one who went. And there again is a lesson on how sometimes we take things for granted because we have it. Because you have your parents. Because you have a job. Because you have a house. Because you have a car. Because you have it, you take it for granted. And very often, when we are in a relationship, we take things for granted. Married people, wives who do things for us, cook for us, do all sorts of things for us, and we just take it for granted. Yeah, she's cooked for me. She cooks every day, so it's okay. Yes, your husband gives you money all the time. Yeah, it's his responsibility. Yes, your boss pays your salary. Yeah, I work for it. You don't appreciate when you have it, when you are close. You take things for granted. The Jews took it for granted because Jesus is one of us. If he has healed us, he has healed us. But the Samaritan, who did not consider himself to be entitled, went back and thanked. And sometimes our sense of entitlement prevents us from being grateful. And I just wanted to underscore that. But the concept of gratitude is not only a biblical concept. Several other religions also underscore the need for gratitude. In fact, here is Jesus, who was God, who is expecting thankfulness. And there are several passages in the Bible that requires us to be thankful. In fact, Thessalonians says, be thankful always. For everything, give thanks to God. And in the Quran, there is this passage. What can Allah gain by your punishment if you are grateful and you believe? In other words, the fact that you are grateful for what God has done for you is enough for God to stay his hands away from punishing you. So if you committed an offense or a sin and you recognize and you go to God and thank God for what he has done for you, you're grateful for what he has done for you, the Quran says he will forgive you and he will not punish you anymore. In other words, gratitude, gratefulness has the power spiritually to even excuse you of your sins and to obtain forgiveness. And Jesus was expecting, and through our scripture, we find that there is that need. So this evening, I'm going to share a few things about gratitude, and I'm going to start with my own life. And for me, this is personal because this year, 2024, is a very important year in my life. In November, I attained 60 years. And there are many people who don't attain 60 years. This year, my wife is 50 years. This year, I've been married for 30 years. This year, all my children, 5 children, are doing very well in their education and work. And there are many who do not have this opportunity. Now, this week, when the whole family met, we were going through our wedding pictures and we started playing our wedding video 30 years ago. And as we were playing the video, my wife just drew my attention to a very interesting fact that she was observing. Apparently, she was counting the number of people that were at our wedding that had passed away. And she counted more than 30 people who were in our wedding that had passed away. And when she told me, do you realize 30 people, more than 30 people had passed? I said, how do you know? And she started listing the people. You see this one, you see this one, you see this one. And as we played along, there were a few more people that were at our wedding that had passed. And it just dawned on me. These people who had passed, are they worse sinners? Those of us who are still alive. And we saw some people in the video who were alive. And today, when we meet them, they become older. And they were looking very young. And it just dawned on me, I was saying to my children, we need to be very thankful to God, because it is not because we are any special. It's not because we are more intelligent. It's not because we are smart. But all these people that had passed, it could have been any of us. And this gives me gratitude. Beyond that, when I look back on my 60 years of life on this earth, and I look at where I have come from, like we say in Ghana, I've come from very, very far. Growing up in my village, my parents were farmers. We used to go to farm. I had my own farm from whatever age, I don't even remember. Growing my plantain, walking 7 kilometers to the nearest school and back. And these days, when I go back to the village, I meet some of my classmates who, for no fault of theirs, could not get out of that village. Many of them have passed. And those who are alive, when the two of us meet and we are together, you would think that they are 100 years older than me, because they've had to go through all this hard work. So I look at myself and I say, I could have been this. And sometimes when I go to the village with my children, I tell them, you see this man? This could have been your father. But why has God favored me so much? I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful this year for all the people, Joy, and all the team members who have supported the vision of CTL Africa. If I wanted to do this alone, it would not have been possible. Many of you join this platform every week, and you don't know what goes behind the scene. And very often you see me in front, but there are many, 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 many people behind. In my own life, there are many, many, many who have brought me this far. And I had a journal where I list all those people who have supported me. And when I'm with my children and I'm telling my story and I say, oh, this person, when I was in school, this is what he did for me. They will say, hey, Daddy, so how many people took care of you? I said, plenty of people. Plenty. And I don't miss any opportunity to recognize them, because I would not be here. And if we are making a little contribution to your life, you probably will not have, you'll get it from somewhere, not from me. But God has been good. So God has been so good to me. And that is why sometimes when some of my colleagues are asking, so Sam, you're doing this leadership platform every week. And we've done this for the past 4 years plus. Every week, Saturday, 7 p.m., consistently. What do you charge? Sometimes when we send some of the topics, some people will say, hey, Sam, you have to charge for this. So I said, well, let's give it. Why? Because I know what I have gained from God and from so many, many people. And I'm prepared to share what I have with everybody. So I just want to draw your attention as leaders to a research that was carried out. And the one of the key findings was this. This is what the authors of the report says. We cannot underestimate the morale boosting power of gratitude. A 200,000 person study found more grateful managers lead teams with higher overall business metrics. Managers who are more grateful to their teams, they get better scores, including they are up 2 times greater in profitability than their peers who are not grateful. An average of 20% higher customer satisfaction than those who are not grateful, and significantly higher score in employee engagement, including vital metrics such as trust and accountability. Do I need to say more? This is a 200,000 person study studying managers and their relationship with their people and the results they get. And you find that if you are a manager, a leader, and you lead with gratitude and you're grateful and you encourage and you're thankful for the people who work for you, it reflects in the results that you get. So gratitude, gratefulness is good for business. It gives us good results. Profitability, customer retention, employee trust, and employee retention. Your people are happier and you are happy. Your customers are happier. Just by being grateful. You haven't even put the numbers, just gratitude. So I just want to encourage us. And in that report also, it found that gratitude, this is a quote from Angela, who says, gratitude is a selfless act. Action taken unconditionally shows people they are appreciated, and it becomes infectious. Gratitude becomes infectious because it is a sign of wisdom and maturity and an ingrained hallmark of humility. Now, these are the qualities of a grateful leader, a grateful person. This is ingrained in you, and you give it unconditionally. And he says gratitude is a sign of wisdom. It's also a sign of maturity, and it's a sign of humility. It's very, very important for us to appreciate this quality of a leader. So just to summarize at this point, before I go on to a few tips on how you can practice gratefulness. Gratitude builds trust. Gratitude builds bond with your people. And gratitude helps you to achieve greatness, or to achieve your goals. So as a leader, don't just say, oh, well, the people are working, you don't care about them, you don't even want to appreciate them. Then you are undercutting your own results and you're affecting the whole environment. You're not building bond. The next bus that comes, they can jump out and go. Now, I'm going to give you a few more quotations from some leaders who have experienced gratitude. Gratitude builds relationship, employee recognition, and appreciation creates a company culture that strengthens relationships. This is Angela Camboris who did the study. And she is saying that gratitude builds relationship. When you are grateful to people, you build a bond. And when you recognize your employees, it creates a culture that strengthens that relationship. On the other hand, we know the opposite to be true. When leaders don't recognize their staff going above and beyond their responsibility engagements, going beyond their responsibility and engagement plummets. So if you are not grateful, the opposite is the result. Another quote from Gerard Good says, if you want to turn your life around, try thankfulness. It will change your life mightily. Thankfulness. Melody Beauty says, gratitude turns what we have into enough and more. So when you are grateful, what you already have, it helps you to turn. It's the same as what Eka talks about. When we are grateful with what we have, it is the foundation for abundance. So what are you looking for that you don't have? The principle is simple. Look at what you have. Be grateful with what God has done for you. Be thankful for what God has done for you. Anytime I'm in a difficult situation, I do this. I have a principle. I say, look up and look down. And that's a principle I use to understand and analyze situations. What do I mean by look up and look down? Anytime I am challenged and I'm not able to move up and it's difficult, I said, look up to how many people have passed through this situation and they've made it, so you can also make it. But also, when I'm in a challenging situation, I said, look down. There are many, many people who are probably worse than you, so be grateful. Either way, it gives me energy to go on. Whether I'm looking up to those who have achieved it and I know I can do it, or I'm looking down and I'm seeing those who are not better off, those of whom I'm much better off. And I'm grateful to God. So it turns denial into acceptance and chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It makes sense of our past, bring peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. That's what gratitude does. When you are grateful for what you have, it makes sense of the past. Like I was telling you, when I look at my history and where I have come from, it makes sense that I should thank God. God has brought me here. Many, many shoulders on which I have stood. The teachers that took care of me. And every year when I go to my village, I try as much as possible to go and give back tokens, because everybody in my village took care of me. Let me tell you something. When I was in secondary school, every time I would go to my village, my mother would tell everybody Kofi has come back from school. And when I'm going back from school, I'll go from north to south to inform the whole village that tomorrow I'm going to school. Some people will bring a basket of cocoyam. Somebody will bring a sachet of plantain. Somebody will bring a cake of soap. Somebody will bring something. They will all give it to my mother and they will say, I don't have much, take this to support Kofi. So I'm a product of the whole village. And this gives me meaning. And that is part of the vision that comes, because I believe that God did not give me this opportunity for nothing. So now let's take quick tips on how we can become more grateful, and we'll call it a day. And I hope it's helping you. And as we are talking about this, I want you to begin to reflect on your own life and look out for people who have been instrumental in your life. And sometimes you may even have fallen out with them because of something that happened. But I want to encourage you to go back and to go and look for what they did for you, the good things they did for you. Try for a moment to forget the negatives. Your parents, they may not have done much for you, but they gave you life. Your teachers, other relatives, the people who gave you a job. And I always remember the first person who gave me my first job, Mr. Yabo Amon. I had just come from school. They were looking for somebody with 3 years of experience. I only had my national service. He took a bet on my life. And today I'm grateful for him. I remember in my sixth form days, there's this gentleman who was in my class. He was in my dormitory. That guy, Mr. Samuel Lamte, was so helpful to me at that place. That was the first time I'm moving from my village school in my hometown to Tema Secondary School. I didn't know anywhere. And I got a terrible toothache. No money. He was the one who took me to hospital and got my first attendance to a dentist. And that didn't end there. He and his brother had come from the village and they have struggled in Accra in the quarries trying to break stone, and they have somehow made it by the time I met him at sixth form. He was older than me. And they had a tipper truck. When I went into the university, every holiday, that was my holiday job. I was a mate in his tipper truck. And Mr. Lamte would give me, at the end of every holiday, he doesn't have an amount he pays me. He just counts some money that he can give and he gives it to me. That was my vacation work as a mate in the tipper truck. From Malam to Ablekuma, all those places were bush. Those of you who know Accra. We'll go, take sand, take stone, take stone. And I'm grateful to people like that, to my uncles who paid my school fees over and over and over and over again. So I just want to give you a few quick tips. And as I say, my heart is full of gratitude because so many people have helped. And today I have joy in my heart for all those people. So number one, we need to cultivate gratitude as a habit. You have to make a conscious effort to make this as a habit. You need to start with a reminder every day that who can I be thankful for today? Who can you be thankful for? When somebody gives you something, anything, just say thank you. And when you do this, take an authentic approach. Don't just say it because, well, I have to say thank you. No, be genuinely correct, authentic. Believe in it. Count your blessings. As the song says, count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings instead of counting your woes. As a people, because of what we've gone through, it's very easy for us to lament and count and forget all the goodness. As a country, look at where we are around us. Some country, they have been president for how many years? They don't have opportunity. They vote, but they never get there. They never win. Okay? and many others, coup d'etats, terrorism. We can be grateful as a nation. We need to count our blessings individually and as a people. Recognize that gratitude has a health and well-being effect. Studies have shown that people who are grateful are more healthy, they are happier, and even when there is a disease, they are able to resolve much faster. So recognize that and recognize everyone has a deep-seated need to be valued. So people around you, they need to be valued. And I want to encourage you, every one of them, from the house help in your house to your driver, please do not look down upon them, because if that cleaner did not clean your office, did not clean your house, you will be sitting in debt. Lead by example. As a leader, lead by example. You have to start. Don't wait for the people to come and thank you before. Lead by example. When you are grateful for what you have, as we said, we have the immediate response is a deep sense of appreciation from others. And our standard are upgraded and our energies are prioritized into contributions. So it is very, very important for us to be grateful. All right. Now, a few more tips and we'll end. When you are expressing appreciation, be specific. Be specific of what you are appreciative of. Now, if your team members, they do everything, they do so many things, but look for one thing that you are so grateful for and just point a finger at that. You'll be surprised, you'll be amazed that little thing that you find, the good thing that you see in the people, would continue to. So be specific. Even if you are thanking a whole group, try to find ways of being specific about the contributions that people are making. And again, be authentic, regardless of how it is expressed. Be authentic. Find a right way so people will believe. If people think you're faking it and you're just saying it, it doesn't have the relevant impact. Again, be timely. Jesus asked, where are the 10? That one Samaritan recognized the importance of timeliness. He did not want to wait to go to his house and start celebrating. He went immediately to Jesus and went to give his thanks, because he would have missed the opportunity. And from there, Jesus gave him a blessing. He says, your faith has made you whole. So timely. Then there is also the surprise element. Sometimes it is important when people are not expecting and you come and you surprise them. You show some little gratitude, some little gifts, and something to appreciate them. That has a powerful, powerful effect. We are talking about leading with gratitude. Be sincere. When a leader is giving thanks out of obligation or part of a process, it loses all its power. There's a formal speech and you write, we want to thank everybody, blah, blah, blah. End of year, thank you, everything, fine. But it has to be sincere. And remember that when you express gratitude, as we say, it's infectious. When the leader shows gratitude for specific actions, it encourages others to also do that. So if a member of your team is honest and you recognize that honesty, it encourages others to be honest. If one is hardworking and meets deadlines and you point it out and you express gratitude, it duplicates within the team, and the whole team grows bigger. That habit, that value grows. And that is the reason why it is important to personalize the gratitude. So we're getting to the end. We've talked about gratitude. I've shared a few of my gratitude points with you. We've looked at the Bible and the Quran and the passages that encourages us to express gratitude. Now, it's not everybody who likes the public praise, but there are some people who enjoy it. So you have to note it. So target your gratitude the way it should be, and so that the people would appreciate. Because some people, if you appreciate them, even in public, they get a bit embarrassed and they don't want to. All right. So our final word is from Zig Ziglar. He says, gratitude is the heaviest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. So what do you find in your team? Look at it, appreciate it. What people have done for you, look at it, appreciate it. And the more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you would have more of that. So on that note, I want to end here, Joy, and encourage us as leaders to learn to be grateful, because even God, through Jesus Christ, expects us to be grateful. May the Lord be with us as we end the year, as we come to the end of this year. I want you to reflect on your life, every little thing that has happened, and count your blessings. No matter what negatives or unfulfilled expectations you may have, God has been good to you. Because as I told you, I looked through my old video, and many people who were at my wedding have passed. God has been good, and I'm alive today. Many people have fallen this year, but you are alive. You were sick this year, and you were healed. Even if you're not fully healed, you are still alive. And when we have life, we have hope. So let's go to God with gratitude. As we celebrate the year-end festivities, let us remember that our life does not belong to us. God, the creator of the universe, has given us everything that pertains to life. So let us be grateful, and let's look for the people on whose shoulders we have stood, and let's be grateful to them. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you for that deep presentation. We're grateful for sharing your personal story of gratitude. It helps us to even reflect on our own lives and be grateful more God has done for us. All right, so we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll just go into a few discussions about some of the key things you mentioned. We'll take some questions from our audience, and then we have some special announcements for our audience today. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back shortly.
Hi there. Get ready for a whole new season of the Leadership Platform. 2025 will bring you great minds, great conversations, and great growth strategies that will take you to the next level of your leadership and propel your teams forward. Join us every Saturday, 7 p.m. GMT on YouTube and Facebook. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do that now.
Okay, All right, let me bring Sarah as well, and then we can just have a three-way conversation before we end. Yeah. Let's see. I think my internet is playing up a bit, so please just prompt me if it goes off. But there are a lot of comments coming through on the in the comment section. I'll just pick a few, then we'll move from there. So Olivia O'Kine says, "Thankfully, I have life and recovered to good health and strength in these past few months. Priceless value of healing and health in God Almighty power and authority alone." We're grateful with you, Olivia. We also have Ephraim who says, "Thanks for the good work, sir." Uncle Sam, that's for you. Yvonne says, "Thankful for life and family." We have Joel watching from Damfa. Hey, Ado Tayman, okay, of Ghana. So, Joel, thanks for joining us. Dr. Frank Asian says, "An attitude of gratitude determines your altitude. An attitude of gratitude determines our altitude." Very, very powerful point over there. And we also have Livingstone Zeto. I'm sure that's how we pronounce it. He says, "Thank you so much for sharing, Uncle Sam." So a lot of, comments coming in. He also adds that indeed gratitude is a sign of wisdom, maturity, and humility. That point struck me a lot. That people who express gratitude sense of humility in them. And let's see, we have Evans Odum, who is watching live from Kasua, Thomas Dako, who is watching from Takrade. And then we have something from Kwame JB. He says, "Gratitude, thankfulness. We need to start off with the little things. Unfortunately, sometimes we wait for the big things before we can be grateful." Indeed, Kwame. And we have Dr. Fred Asari also joining us from Gomwafete. Bless is also expressing gratitude. Bismarck says, "Interesting insights. Thanksgiving and gratitude is a gift that melts every heart. It is easy to be thankful when you look up and down." I love that illustration, Uncle Sam. I think that I can also use it in times of crisis to practice that as well. So Bismarck has rehashed it. Yes. So Sarah, welcome again. Your thoughts, your comments as we wrap up the year. This has been a powerful insight into how leaders can express gratitude and lead with gratitude. I think for me personally, one of the things that I'm grateful for is that this year, almost every opportunity God has given me has come in the form of work or has come in the form of, it didn't look like an opportunity, but I've always learned to just lend that helping hand. And that helping hand turned out to be something I couldn't even pay for. And I want to be grateful to God. I want to say thank you to God that the people I met this year, path crossing with CTL, meeting a team, joining the ICF family, all of these things were just because I wanted to lend a helping hand. And I think that my life has become way better, has improved because of these relationships. And so I'm also very grateful to learn from great minds. Guys, if you want to be sitting close to Uncle Sam and Sarah, to in the number of years of experience they discuss during conversations, money cannot buy that. So I also want to say thank you to God for their lives and the opportunity to be here now. Okay. All right. Sarah, let me hand over to you for your comments and then we can wrap up for the evening.
Okay, thank you, Joy. Thank you, Sam. And certainly, thank you to Hawa, to Priscilla, to Gideon, even George, who is no longer with us, but all the CTS contributors, those of you working behind the scenes, you make our work with the audience better. So I just want to express my gratitude to all of you. And of course, our esteemed audience, that they show up every week to be with us. There are some people who are very consistent, and somebody like Olivia, I want to say
Yeah.
a big thank you to her. A big thank you to her showing up.
Yeah.
Conrad, Dr. Fred, Asari, supporting us, and all supporters, especially for our Lead to Lead. I want to say thank you, not forgetting my gratitude to all contributors, the speakers
Mm.
who have been on the leadership platform.
Yeah.
And what else? Of course, to God Almighty. And I am grateful that for the first time in 4 years, I've been able to travel. I've been able to travel. Thank you, that I've been in good health and been able to make 3 trips this year. So hopefully, my aspiration is to be
The
able
next
to
one is to
To
Accra.
Ghana.
to Ghana. Yeah. And
Yeah.
my energy level has really gone up. So I'm very, very grateful. And to all the support that I have from all of you as my support system as I continue to recover. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Sarah. You're great. You're a great supporter, resourceful, encourager. You're just an amazing. If God didn't create you, we'll find a way to get you out of some of the rocks.
And one thing that I forgot is to have been able to write my first book all
Yes,
alone.
yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's it. Yeah.
So thank you
Wonderful.
so much. Yeah.
And that's a challenge to me. Eh?
Yes, that's a challenge to you. Looking forward
Just
to
pass
read.
the baton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Good.
Okay. So thank you all for just spending the evening with us. A few more things are coming and I'll pick that up. But I'll just share a few updates about 2025 on TLP and then we'll call it an evening. So thank you so much, Uncle Sam, for sharing.
Thank you.
And then
Thank you.
Sarah, thank you all so much for sharing. Okay, so the team has been preparing. This year has been awesome for us. We've had over 50,000 views on our episodes. When we come to our social media reach, we've had over 300,000 reach on social media thanks to the leadership platform. Not even to talk about the reach we have on television, which is on True TV every week. These episodes are rebroadcast around the continent. And so we've been preparing very well to make sure that 2025, exceeds your expectation, gets you the learnings that you need. And so you saw my small video. We want to encourage you to get connected next year so that we can even do much more. So just to share a sneak peek of our 2025 lineup for next year, our 2025 lineup. Let me bring that up again. So we have 13 episodes in season 1. So season 1 is titled Leading Self. So from January to March, we are discussing the theme of leading self. And we have our amazing, incredible, resourceful experts who are preparing and gearing up for 2025. We have Catherine Engman. You guys, if you've been on the platform for long, you know what she brings to this channel. We have Dr. Frank Obain, who is going to be here, Mrs. Stella Aku Ado for Time with CEO, Dr. Susie, Mr. Rudolph, myself, Tika Cameron, Penelope, and Mubaraka are going to be featuring on our extraordinary leadership stories. They're doing some amazing stuff in their space. Vanessa, Ceci, Sarah, Jesse, and Uncle Sam, of course, will all be here for season 1. And we'd like you to prepare. We have an episode called Leaders Are Readers. We pick a book in the month and then we read together. We don't want the case where when we announce the book, you are now going to look for it all over Accra or wherever you find yourself. So we have 2 books. We're going to be adding one more, so a book per month. And we hope that you begin to find these books added to your reading list for 2025. So the first one is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And then the second one is Make Today Count by John C. Maxwell. So you can just start to find these books and put it on your reading list so that we can all read together. So we're looking forward to an amazing next year. Season 2 would be about leading others. So we'll bring in the elements of teamwork, leading other people. Then the third season would be the Live to Lead season, because that is the period where we go into our conferencing and all of that. Then the last season we'll talk about leading institutions. So everything about the boards, the how to lead an organization will come in the fourth season. So yes, we want to say thank you to all our speakers who have confirmed, and we hope that a few more who are yet to confirm will be able to bring them on, and hope for an amazing 2025. And then our target is to have a 10x reach of our viewership. And so if you have any ingenious ideas, platforms where we can share this and make sure that the message of TLP goes far and wide, please reach us, and then we'll be happy to take your suggestions as well. Okay, thank you all so much. So that's our way of announcing that season of TLP 2025, we're going to be on social media, blasting, sharing profiles about our speakers so that you can be prepared to tap into the wisdom that they bring. I think the other thing we would share by email, we shared this on our email blast this week, that the Grow Journey Accelerator, which we always launch with a limited number of seats that help people craft their personal development plan, which starts in February. We are opening just something for you to invest in yourself. We're calling it Our Gift to You, an investment of growth. So we're giving you 10% off. That's the first cohort price. And so that will be cohort 10, which starts in February. So we'll share the link with you in the comment section before we end the live stream so that you can book your seat now. And this is only valid till the end of the year. So just make a commitment that I want to grow as a person, or you can actually sign up as a gift to someone. You may want to gift this to someone in your family or in your organization to say that I want you to grow as a person. So take advantage of this offer while it lasts. All right. So it's been an amazing evening. Thank you all so much. I see comments from Dorothy, Gisela, Junior Malik, Olivia Okine. They keep coming. Bismarck Menu. I just want to acknowledge all that we have seen your comments. May God bless you and have a wonderful rest of the season, and wish you a Merry Christmas and a lovely Happy New Year, and hope to see you. Our next episode will air on the 4th of January, but for now we are closed so that we can all take some rest. So please do rest yourself and then have some fun time with your family and friends. We do wish you well. Do have a good of the evening and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Hi there. Get ready for a whole new season of the Leadership Platform. 2025 will bring you great minds, great conversations, and great growth strategies that will take you to the next level of your leadership and propel your teams forward. Join us every Saturday, 7 p.m. GMT on YouTube and Facebook. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do that now.